Hello, friends, and welcome to Digimento. Today, we will be taking up this topic, that is UGC NET versus CSIR NET. So, we will see what are the differences between both of this. We will also clarify a few questions that you yourself might be having in your mind regarding both these examinations. So, today we will be taking up that. Let's begin. But before that, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel UGC NET NTA Computer Science, please do subscribe to our channel and also press the bell icon for receiving the notifications. And if you are preparing for GATE, NTA, UGC NET or PGT Computer Science, we are providing online courses and the details of which you can find in our website www.digimento.com, or you can call to this number for getting more details about the online courses that we provide. And if you like this video, please do share it with your friends. Let's begin. So we will see what is this UGC NET and CSIR NET. So first of all, we will see what are the similarities or what are the common factors. So both these examinations, that is the UGC NET as well as the CSIR NET, both these examinations are conducted to determine the eligibility for college and university level lectureship. So this is to select those candidates who are eligible to become lecturers or the professors in the universities and colleges. So lecturers and the professors. So both these examination has the common objective of finding the eligibility among the students to become university level and college level lecturers or the professors. So this is also given for awarding JRF, which is a Junior Research Fellowship, to Indian nationals for pursuing their PhD program or the research. So you will see that when you give the NET examination, you will see that the cutoff will be different, but the exam will be the same. So if you clear a particular cutoff, then maybe you clear the NET eligibility test, national eligibility test, to become a college lecturer or a university lecturer. But certain higher cutoff will be set up for JRF, which is the Junior Research Fellowship. So this fellowship is awarded for Indian nationals. So here nationality is very important, for Indian nationals for pursuing their PhD. PhD is research program. So the same examination but with different cutoffs, you can clear the NET, that is the eligibility criteria to become a college professor, as well as the JRF for pursuing your PhD. Now, aspirants often prepare for both the exams and prepare them parallelly. So, these aspirants who are giving these exams, UGC NET and the CSIR NET, so they prepare for both the exams and they give both the exams parallelly. Now, regarding the exam conducting body, so who is responsible for conducting these exams? So, UGC NET till the year 2018, the month of June, it was conducted by the CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education. So till 2018 June, the UGC NET was conducted by the CBSE, but now it is being conducted by the NTA. That's why it is popularly now known as the NTA NET. Why? Because the examination is now conducted by NTA or the National Testing Agency. So earlier this was conducted by CBSE, now by NTA. Now coming to CSIR NET. So CSIR NET is conducted by CSIR, which is the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, again till 2019. So till December 2019, the CSIR NET was conducted by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and now it is again conducted by NTA. So regarding the exam conducting body, now both the UGC NET and the CSIR NET both are conducted by the NTA itself, National Testing Agency. Now regarding the examination subject. So UGC NET is conducted for 84 subjects, which includes arts, commerce, science, everything. So UGC NET is conducted for 84 subjects. So broader subjects, wider range of subjects are covered under the UGC NET. Now in case of CSIR NET, since it is conducted or since it is something related to the science, so earlier it was conducted by Council of Scientific and Industrial Research also. So CSIR NET is conducted only for 5 subjects, and these 5 subjects are from the science background or from the science stream. So these subjects are chemical science, earth science, life science, physical science and mathematical science. So this is the difference, major difference, that The UGC NET is conducted for a wide range of 84 subjects, whereas the CSIR NET is conducted only for 5 different subjects, and these 5 subjects are also from the science stream. Okay. Now regarding the exam pattern. Now the UGC NET, the examination is divided into 2 parts, and paper 1 consisting of 100 marks, and this includes teaching aptitude, research aptitude. Then there are also units like the history of education or educational policies in India. Then there can also be questions from people, environment, development, etc. So paper 1 is basically a general studies paper. So this paper 1 has a weightage of 100 marks. Paper 2, this is of 200 marks, and this is based on the subject selected by the students. Suppose for example you have done your masters in history. So MA history, suppose you have done your masters in history. So paper 1 is general for everyone. As we said, there are 84 subjects for which the UGC NET is conducted. So for this 84 subjects, those candidates appearing for this 84 subjects will have a common paper 1. But when it comes to paper 2, suppose you have done your masters in history or your subject of specialization is history. So this paper 2 200 marks will be based on questions from history. So that is your subject of expertise or subject of specialization. So paper 2 is a specialized paper, whereas a paper 1 is a general paper which will cover the general studies. Okay, and there is no negative marking as well for the NET examination, because in all other competitive examination, most of them we will see that there is a negative marking, which means the candidates can attempt as many as questions as possible. Coming to CSIR NET, so it consists of 3 parts of objective type, multiple choice questions with no break between papers. So in the paper there will be 3 sections, A, B and C. Now the part A, it consists of question from general aptitude. So paper 1 or the section 1 we can say rather. So section 1, that is the section A, it is questions from general aptitude, whereas the remaining 2 sessions, that is the session B and C, consist of questions from opted subjects, that is the subject of specialization. Here the total marks is 200, and for every wrong answer 0.5 marks will be deducted in part A and B, while in paper C 1 mark will be deducted. So there is negative marking in CSIR NET, and there are 3 sessions without any break. So only the session A will be based on the questions from general awareness, and all other B and C 2 sessions will be from your subject of expertise. So here there is also a negative marking or a penalty, which again increases the risk of the candidates to score more marks. Now regarding the eligibility criteria, regarding UGC NET, the eligibility criteria is minimum 55% of marks from if you are a candidate from general category, and in case of SC, ST and PWD, that is 50% in master's degree or equivalent examination. So minimum mark should be 55%. So you should have minimum of 55% of marks in your master's degree or equivalent examination from a recognized university, institution, and currently in master's degree course or equivalent course, or candidates who have appeared for the master's degree final year examination and the result is awaited. Now upper age limit is 30 years for JRF, and no upper age limit is set for applying for the post of assistant professor. So if you are applying for JRF, the upper age limit is 30 years and no upper age limit for applying for assistant professor. Relaxation of up to 5 years is given to SC, ST and OBC. Then NCL, women, armed forces personnel, PWD, transgender, researchers, or for those who have a 3 years relaxation who hold the LLM degree. So this is regarding the eligibility criteria. Now regarding CSIR NET, the minimum marks should be again 55%. So minimum of 55% for general category and 50% for SC, ST and PWD. In MSc or BS 4 years or integrated BSM, BE, BTech, MBBS, B Pharma, and who are pursuing their master's degree or equivalent courses, or candidates who have appeared for their master's degree final year examination and whose result is still awaited. Now, maximum age limit is 28 for JRF, and there is no upper age limit for applying for the post of assistant professor. A relaxation of up to 5 years in case of SC, ST, PWD women, and 3 years for OBC, NCL. NCL is non-creamy layer. Okay. So this is it regarding the CSIR net. So these are the eligibility criteria. So we have seen the eligibility criteria with regard to UGC net and with regard to CSIR net. Now the mode of examination, the CSIR net, it is conducted online from December 2009 onwards. Before that, it was conducted in offline mode, that is pen, pencil and paper mode, that is you have to bubble the OMR sheets. So earlier it was conducted offline. From 2009 December onwards, the NTA is conducting the exam, and now it has been shifted to online mode. And UGC net, it is conducted online as a computer based test. Earlier also it was also conducted in offline mode. So earlier this was also conducted in offline mode. Now it is conducted on an online mode. Now career scope, the UGC net qualified candidates are eligible to work with UGC coordinating institutions, and the CSIR net qualified candidates are eligible to work with the CSIR research laboratories. So this is the career scope after clearing this exams. So those who are preparing for these exams, we wish you all the very best. I'll see you again with another topic. Thank you so much for watching, and please do share this video with your friends if you have liked it.